Hi, what is up y'all? It's KBeaZy, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make your own samples. So pretty much I'm going to show you how to make your own melody and then turn it into a sample. So I'm going to show you some techniques to sort of mess with things and make them sound more sample-like. If you guys want any of the sounds used in this video, the link to my Trap Galaxy drum kit and my mixing kit are right down there in the description. Also, I'm dropping a loop kit soon of, I think I'm going to do 20, maybe 40 melodies for you guys. So stay on the lookout for that because I know you guys are always wanting melodies to play with. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Let's get into the video. Wait. Wait, no it's not, never mind. If you guys don't follow me on social media, what are you doing? Go follow my Instagram right now, go follow my Twitter right now, and add me on Snapchat at KBeaZyTHEGoD because I'm always posting updates for y'all. So go add me on all three of those right now. Alright, now we can get into the video. Alright, so first things first, I have this little melody from Electra going. I'm in the SY Digital preset for the Fantasy Sounds XP from BassGutta. So here's the melody I'm rocking with. So just a pretty basic melody, doesn't really sound that cool right now. So to turn it into a sample though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open Edison. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this button right here, and then I'm going to hit record. So what this does is when I'm going to play the melody again, it's going to start recording the melody into Edison. So here, I'm going to do that real quick. Alright, so now that it went through the melody once, I'm going to go back into Edison, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the right arrow on my keyboard, hit it again, and then hit the delete button. So it cuts out the extra part of the melody. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this button right here, which sends to the playlist as an audio clip. So now, as you can see, I have this, but it's in the playlist. So it's the same exact thing, just to turn it into an audio clip. Now what I'm going to do is you need to go into channels and add a fruity slicer. Not Slice X, but slicer. And here's what you're going to do. So you're going to open up the little box for the melody you just recorded, and then click on the actual waveform right here and drag it in. So now that's gonna send the sample into the piano roll. So if you go into the piano roll, this is gonna play the sample. So it pretty much turns the waveform into like a note or something, like one long note. You know what I mean? And then what you got to do, open up Fruity Slicer, and then click this button right here, and you can click one of these. So I like doing third beat slices because it sounds real cool. So here's what that does. So as you can see, it chops the long sample into little 1/3 beat sections, and it adds this sort of like crackling to it. So now to make it sound more like a sample, I'm going to pitch it up with using this knob. So I'm just going to pitch it up like 500 cents. And then these two knobs mess with the de-clicking of the sample, so that like makes it sound like a sample. So now you can check it, it goes. So now you can mess with these a little bit. So now you can see it sounds way cooler. And then what I'm going to do is you can add reverb to it, and then I like adding flangers, I think it's called, flanger, I don't know how to say it. And then you can do something like swirly, and then, you know what I mean? Or you could even add a fast flanger, or you could go and do, hold up, where's it at? I'm looking for Fruity Phaser, there it is. I like Fruity Phaser, and I like going to solo. So now you can compare what we had, this is what we had, to this. And then as well you can gross beat it, so you can go into momentary half speed. Sounds a lot less like stock sounding, you know what I mean? Like if you hear that, if you heard this like this, you'd just be like, oh, he's just using Electra. It wouldn't be anything like crazy. You wouldn't be like, oh, I wonder how I made that. But then once you do the fruity slicer method, it sounds like this. So that's the first example. Now the second example, to make it sound even more like a sample, is what you want to do is use like a real sounding sound. So I started off with Keyscape, so I have LA Custom C7 Cinematic, and this is what I made. Now what I'm going to do to make it sound more sample-like, I'm going to hit Alt and R on my keyboard, and that's going to randomize the velocity. So I'm just going to mess with this knob a little bit. So here's what that does. So it just messes with the velocity of the notes and randomizes it. Now to make that sound more sample-like, I'm going to do the same thing. You're going to click on play and then record, and then now I'm going to go into Edison, delete the part I don't want by hitting right twice on the arrow and then delete. Now I'm going to send that to the playlist, and here's what we have. Now I'm going to open up another Fruity Slicer just so I can show you guys. Again, it's Fruity Slicer, not Slice X, so make sure you open Fruity Slicer. Then I'm going to drag this into here. So then that's doing the same thing it did with the first one. So now we just have this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pitch it down. We're going to try 100, and then we're going to do this. We're going to mess with these two knobs a little bit. And then I'm going to do half beat slicing. So now I'm going to send that to the mixer. Add some EQ on there. So as you can see, that really, with like a real sounding sound like a piano, that really takes it to the next level, because originally we had, and then we ended with, it just adds, it makes it sort of like lower quality in a way, which almost sounds nicer in my opinion. Now I'm going to make one final example for you guys, and I'm going to do the whole process again just to make sure you guys can clearly know what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Omnisphere, I'm going to get a bell. Let's try one of these. And honestly, one of my favorite things to do with this is just to pick like a cool sounding bell in Omnisphere, because those usually come out the sickest, because it's sort of believable that it's a sample. Like obviously if I'm using an Electra X pluck sound, it's not going to really sound like a sample, it just sort of changes how it sounds. But if you're using a piano or a bell, it can really sound a lot more unique, I'd say. So then here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to Alright, so obviously that sounds pretty cool on its own. So then again, I'm just going to open up Edison, go to on play, hit record, and then alright, so now I'm going to hit right twice on my arrows and then hit delete. Now I'm going to send that to the playlist, and then here's what we have. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up another Fruity Slicer by going up here and doing Fruity Slicer. Now I'm just going to click on this waveform and drag it in here. Now what I'm going to do is just change the slicing to, I'm going to do 4th beat on this. Then I'm going to pitch it up maybe 200 cents, and then I'm just going to mess with this. Then here's what we have now. Let's see. Send this to the mixer. Hold up. Now I'm going to change the slicing to maybe half beat. As you can see, it just completely changes the sound. I'm gonna add a free reverb. And so yeah, that's how you turn a basic melody into a sample. I hope I was able to help you guys out. I just think I've been using this method a lot lately because I just think it makes everything sound a lot better. So yeah, if you guys want any of the sounds that I use, the links to my Trap Galaxy drum kit and my mixing kit are down in the description. The drum kit has all the sounds used by the best producers and I use them. And the mixing kit will help you guys mix your beats. Also be on the lookout because I'm dropping a second mixing kit and a loop kit soon. Also be sure to follow my Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at KBeaZyTHEGoD, because I'm always posting updates on there for you guys. So follow my social media. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. That's it for me. Peace.